Welcome back. You're watching ODHtv. BMF Season 3, Episode 6 recap. The episode is entitled Casualties of War. The episode starts out with multiple funerals occurring simultaneously. In the first shot, we're in Atlanta and we have Remy giving a eulogy for the young boy that was shot at the Battle of Techwood last episode. The scene then switches to the homegoing of Diesel, one of Terry's crew members that was taken out in Atlanta in the parking lot of the Platinum Palace. We then go to the proceedings of Kevin, Detective Bryant's son, who took himself out at the Juvenile Detention Center after Henrietta pulled his protection. Kevin's mother, Bryant's ex, just walks over to him and looks at him with disgust and walks away. Also, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It really helps my channel and it's free. Also, stay to the end, you might find something that you like. Back in Atlanta, Meech arrives at the funeral and approaches an angry Remy who is not happy to see him there. But he tells Remy, "I'm just here to offer my heartfelt condolences to the family." But he had ulterior motives. Remy tells his number 2 man, Claude, that from now on it's on sight, meaning next time we see him, it's violence. Back in Detroit, Detective Bryant is placing one of Kevin's drawings on his casket. Detective Jen shows up to offer her condolences. At the same time, he notices Terry across the way having a funeral for Diesel. This infuriates Detective Bryant and he walks over. He disrupts the funeral, letting them know that his son shouldn't be in the ground or sharing the same soil as them. Terry steps to him and tells him to show some respect, but Bryant doesn't care and he pushes him into the grave and kicks dirt on him. Then we get back to Atlanta where Duffy is holding a small get-together for Rip, who was also taken out at the Battle of Techwood. Afterwards, Meech tells Duffy that he stopped by the Techwood funeral. Duffy questions why would you do that, and Meech explains he's thinking of Thor and Loki in the comic books, where Loki was always the number 2 son and he wanted to be number 1, and that his reasoning for going to the funeral was to show Remy's number 2, Claude, that he was serious about forming an alliance so that Claude would want to take over Remy's operation. Terry calls Meech and lets him know that he's having a problem with some of his guys. They're not happy. Meech explains to him the way to keep him happy is to share the wealth. Meech arrives home to find out that on top of all his problems, he also has to deal with the Homeowners Association, the HOA board. She's complaining about the height of the blades of grass in his yard, and he says, "Are you also worried about the height of the men that go in and out of your house when your husband's not home?" The narration then explains what a homeowner association is and how they started. Then the scene switches to Charles and Lucille in the kitchen. They're having fun with each other, but the mood changes when Nicole walks in and asks if they're getting back together. Charles thinks yes, but Lucille says no, he's just saying good morning. Might be time to give up. The phone rings and Nicole answers, and it's Dr. Maurice, the man Lucille is seeing. But she doesn't say anything, she just says wrong number and looks at her mother so her mother knows what's going on. But it looks as though Charles has figured it out also. Charles again tells Lucille he's putting his family back together and also tells her that there's a reason why she chose him over the doctor years ago. Tired of seeing all the bodies dropping, Terry goes to see Henrietta to call for a truce and to work together. Henrietta says absolutely not. "I want to see BMF go out slowly." Claude goes to see Remy to let him know he thinks that they should form an alliance with BMF. Remy is not having it. Bryant is at the police station with his old partner Detective Jen discussing payback, where he also informs her that Henry is a man, not a woman. The captain walks in, tired of the situation, takes Bryant off of suspension, and then fires him. To which Bryant responds,
"Cool."
The captain steps to Jen and says, "Whose side are you on?" And she decides, "I'm going to tell everything." She tells him that Bryant is also working with the drug dealers. The captain thanks her and then suspends her. Terry awakens from a nightmare about Markeisha getting shot and tells her he's so worried about Henrietta. Not knowing what to do about the situation, Markeisha gives him the idea to go see Henrietta's father, Blaze. Bryant, now fired, has nothing to lose. He has nothing left in his life. He's going to go see Henrietta to take her out. Bryant, on a rampage, takes out a couple of the bodyguards till he makes his way all the way to Henrietta's office. And it seems as though Henrietta's about to take her last breath. But she is not alone. Her father, Blaze, is there. That night, Meech and Duffy are driving separate cars, and Red Dogs pull up. They immediately pull Duffy out of the car and arrest him, and then they sick the dog on Meech. He gets away. Back at the Flannery house, Lucille is trying to force her daughter Nicole to take birth control pills. Nicole does not want to take these. Lucille is adamant, but so is Nicole. So Lucille tells Nicole, "I'm your mother and I don't want you to end up stuck like me." Foul thing to say to your daughter. They must have beat up Detective Bryant off screen because he regains consciousness in the street somewhere next to his weapons. Terry goes to see Henrietta's father, Blaze, to explain to him what his confrontation with Henrietta was like and that they need to go back to stacking money instead of stacking bodies. Blaze, who definitely agrees with him, says family politics are sometimes complicated, but I'll see what I can do. Meech is in a panic because he can't find a couple of his guys and he wants to know why they're holding Duff for so long. Where is he? Angel tells him Greenie is missing in action also. She says a lot of ADAs come down to the club. I'll see what I can find out. Just then there's a knock at the door and it's the same HOA lady. They argue a little bit. Angel comes out. She hands him a list of rules and he lights it on fire. At the restaurant, Terry is telling Diz that they're going to need a place to cook up the work that they're selling. Diz tells him he's about to open up a burger joint so they could use that. He also gifts his boys jackets and basketball tickets to boost their morale. Meech is at a restaurant ordering food, and as he's leaving, Claude shows up and he wants to talk. Meech comes back to talk, and they both agree that Remy has got to go. Blaze and Henrietta are at a political function, where Blaze tells Henrietta that Terry came to see him, and she says she's not surprised. He wants her to take the deal, and she says no. Then he orders her to take the deal. When he walks away, Henrietta's number 2 asks her, "Did you see the way Diz was looking at Terry when they came to see us?" Henrietta understands that Diz is still working for Terry while working for her. Honestly, don't know how he saw it because in each shot he was behind him. While Lucille is putting on makeup and getting dressed, Charles asks her, "Where you going?" She tells him, "We're grown, no secrets. I'm getting ready for a date with Maurice." Time to give up, man. I don't care what I did. You're not getting ready for a date in front of me. Back at the club, Angel is dancing for one of the assistant district attorneys. She's trying to get information. Can't show you everything because she's completely naked through the whole scene. Completely. She gets him going and the ADA lets her know that Greenie was picked up already. Detective Jen goes to her father's restaurant. She's feeling bad for Amberson's death and that she got suspended. And she's talking to her father. She doesn't know what to do. He explains to her that she needs to figure out if getting what she wants is worth walking through the fire. Duffy finally makes it back, but he was beat up by the police. Angel comes in and lets him know that Greenie was picked up and he's implicating Meech in a shooting. His other man walks in and he lets Meech know that they're trying to get him to do the same thing. Meech meets with his crew and lets them know that now he has lawyers on retainer, so if anything happens to call them and they'll tell him what to do. He's going to be back when everything dies down. He's going to St. Louis. Angel tells Meech that she wants to go with him and that he knows that she doesn't have anyone. And when he tells her that he's not taking anybody with him, she says, "You can't be mad if I move on by the time you get back."
In fact, I hear Glock pays well.
He says, "You would say that to me with everything going on? You are never loyal. You need to go find someplace else to stay." LaWanda wants Terry to take her away on a romantic vacation. He says they can go, but it's going to have to be after LaWanda has his baby. Lucille and Dr. Maurice are at the restaurant having dinner with the song "I Want to Thank You, Heavenly Father" is playing in the background. If you know the song, you know what they're trying to tell us. The song is a woman praying to God, thanking him for sending her a man that loves her. Just then his beeper goes off and it's Nicole calling for help because LaWanda's going into labor. Terry arrives at his restaurant with Markeisha. He places his phone and his beeper down and goes to get food. She sits down and immediately turns off his phone and his pager. She thought that would work, but then there was a call to the restaurant phone. It was Nicole letting him know that LaWanda was going into labor.
I gotta go.
Lucille and the doctor arrive, and he immediately goes to help deliver the baby. Charles shows up and sees Lucille with her boyfriend inside his house.
What the hell? Right.
Completely ignored and alienated, he has to stand there and watch his wife's side piece deliver his granddaughter, at the same time watching his wife fall deeper in love with this man. Terry arrives and wants to hold his daughter.
Get the fuck away. I know exactly who you was with.
They start to argue, but Charles takes Terry outside. And Nicole, seeing this, runs upstairs and takes a birth control pill. Come on, Charles, either knock this man out or give up. Meech meets up with Claude again at the restaurant, and Claude lets him know that they have more people on board. Meech tells him to handle it, and we'll talk again when I get back. Diz is in the parking lot, and Henrietta shows up. She prepares her flamethrower, and walks up to Diz. Diz, who knows he's a double agent, sees this and does nothing. No alarm bells go off in this man's head. Henrietta does this, and none of this sets off any type of fight or flight response from Diz. He just stands there. He stands there long enough for her to light it and then light him up. He stands there and gets burned alive. I would like to say it was a sad scene, but they didn't give this guy enough screen time for me to really care. They must have figured, well, since we're going to kill this guy off, we might as well just give him all the screen time in this episode. Anyway, Henrietta takes his jacket and she's out. Let me know what you think happens next.
I mean, games that you playing, I seen. The chance that I'm taking, I mean, these things that I'm saying, I'm sorry.